I've seen this symbol before. So Matt, after you left, we figured out that the emblem is in everybody's journal in the handouts. So
You're welcome.
So great job.
Yeah.
Really good job. Thank you.
Successfully shared it.
Journal handouts.
In the
Looks like a newspaper.
yeah, a little
Oh, I see.
page.
Significant NPCs. Oh, I see. Handouts. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
Thank you.
See, Glasser was the gnome village,
Correct.
and we know that another goblin band was headed there.
Yeah, in the vision, the goblins that we saw were all marching together, saying that they needed to get to this gnome village, that another party was a day ahead of them. And if they didn't get there in time, they were going to miss out on all the something about shinies and sharp something.
And that's the band that you drove away.
Maybe we don't know. It could be part of the same tribe or not.
Oh,
Or they, like we saw a lot of tracks coming up here. So and these ones were behind us. So there might be multiple tribes attacking.
got it.
When Mikhail, Benefisto, myself, and Gutwad were bringing the horses back up to you guys, there was a whole fleet of tracks that your tracks were over, so they must have been before you.
And before even the band that you encountered?
Yeah, the band that came behind us, and we were able to set an ambush for them.
I see.
What about this symbol? We must find these men.
Druid very angry too. He went looking for revenge, but tracks lost amongst road towards Living Forest. That is when we looked for other druids to help heal Firewoman, who is very sick now. May die soon, but healer in Glasgow. We ought to go.
Yes.
The vision that Benefisto had, he also had a fire. There was a house that was on fire and screaming from inside. And as he was running towards it, the vision disappeared. And then next it was Benefisto pulling the very bones from a creature or a human or something. All we saw was gore and him tearing the bones out of a corpse. He,
Same.
after we all were pulled out of the visions, Benefisto mumbled and ranted about remembering seeing the same coiled cobra around a jewel before his mentor had been burned alive in that house.
What was the emblem that we found? What was that around?
The sword that you had picked up. The katana that was stabbed in the ground. This little ceramic symbol. And on the front side...
Rusted, right?
Yeah. So on the reverse of the emblem is the image that Matt showed.
Right.
On the other side was a character you said meant fear or horror.
Yes. I know this is symbol. We find these men.
Yeah, gang, let me get this straight. We got a sick dying woman and gotta get her to the gnome village. We got a bunch of gnomes whose home is in the gnome village. We got a goblin band descending on the gnome village. And we have this emblem with 0 clues as to what to do next. Is that right?
Yes. This is correct.
Is there an argument for anything other than going to Glasgow?
Hell no.
Goblins, many?
We go.
We should...
We fight.
How away are we?
From Gadri kind of perks in and... We're only just over the hill! Probably a 10-minute walk and we could be there!
Let's go.
Leave him behind.
We run! Well, I think it makes sense to walk those 10 minutes and see what we can see. I'm really hoping the village ain't raised. Hopefully we'd see plumes of smoke if something was really bad.
Then we must
So-
hurry.
The horizon seems pretty dark for now. No, like bright lights coming over the trees or anything. So.
Dan's like, well, there's a giant plume of smoke.
Small
Loud,
mustard
different.
cloud. Alright, let's go.
With
Let's go.
gnomes.
Let's go. To
Oh.
Lesser.
Dorian
So-
wants to be hard.
So you guys start walking, and as it's getting dark. There's a moon out, and the stars are out. And there's a little bit of cloud cover, but nothing too much. You can kind of see, but Mikhail is the only one that really has some decent vision. Because he's an orc
No.
or a half orc.
It's all on you, buddy.
Hetchard seems really uninterested, and he kind of just waves you off and says, "You go check out the village. I'm gonna stay and protect the wagons and this here little lady." So you guys walk for about 10 minutes, and it's a little bit longer than 10 minutes. It takes maybe like 15, 20 to get there, just because it's getting dark and it's a little harder to see. You guys are about part of the way there, and Mikhail, you hear a twig kind of break behind you, and you hear this little voice kind of. Is this? Did I?
Tiny voice.
Ah, I'm so sorry. Is my voice different?
No, not like last time. Not yet.
Where you have like filters.
It was so freaking awesome last time. You should have heard.
Filter?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You guys, can I come too?
What's changed there?
So Gwynolith, she kind of comes out of the bushes and she's like, you could tell she's a little nervous that you guys are going to send her back to her dad. But she comes up to you, Ashinda.
I really want to help any way I can. My dad, he had these two, he calls them excavating orbs. They blow up rock, and they might help us if there's a bunch of goblins.
The little one has strength. She has a fire and bombs. You take her.
At that, she like gets so excited and like she kind of gets her head bobbles and her little red ponytails like bounce back and forth, and she kind of runs around and
I'll be able to help. I got all kinds of great inventions in my backpack.
and she stuffs the two orbs in her backpack and kind of pulls out a couple of little things and sticks them together and starts carrying this thing with her and starts walking with you guys. So as you guys pull up, she kind of tugs on you again.
There's a really great vantage point. If we just break off from the path, if we take a left up here, we'll be able to crest over a little cliff, and we might be able to see if there's somebody actually there instead of walking into the clearing.
I think this is a good idea.
She's leading us into a trap.
So she leads you through some trees, and you guys walk for maybe another like 5 minutes because it's a little steep up through some rocks and things, and you guys come up over what appears to be kind of a it's really dark, so it's hard to tell, but you guys come over the cliff edge, and you guys see a horde of goblins all sitting in front of these gates and with a little guard tower on one side. There's kind of a grassy clearing, and from what you could tell, there's another rock face a little further away, but it's kind of hard to tell in the dark. The gate is like kind of a large steel gate with some torches, and there's a broken down tower on the north side.
Where are we again? Are we?
And just a notification for you guys: each one of you can only see what your character sees. So
Whoa.
if somebody, because Michael can see further than all of you, so if Michael sees something
Yeah.
that you might not think everybody else can, I would recommend you tell everyone because they might not be able to. Um,
That is a lot of goblins.
Additionally, if you take your token, the shadows will move. We now have dynamic lighting.
Oh, cool.
I don't see where our characters
On the very
Oh,
bottom.
Oh, cool.
Um,
Whoa.
So
Oh,
We got no hit points for leveling, right? It just increases max.
no, you do add the
Yeah.
hit points for leveling.
Oh.
So Andy, I think you leveled. Yeah, you leveled once. You leveled twice, so you should get
I'm level
whatever.
3 now. Yeah,
So
I
if
got 30 total hit points.
so then you should add 20 hit points to your character, and Jack as well. Whatever your hit die is, add that to your character. And I forgot to do.
We don't wind up just hitting max hit points for leveling up.
Just yeah, it's. I'm not even gonna bother everybody rolling die every time because it's crap when somebody rolls a 1 and then
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I meant, like,
yeah.
When you level up, you don't
Oh,
just go automatically
to full. No.
Yeah, okay.
Nice try.
That's
nice
fine.
try.
Eh, that I might. Eh.
That's worth it.
So I'm rolling my perception checks for all of the potions that you guys picked up. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you guys also kind of crest over the hill, you start hearing a bunch of little goblin sounds and voices kind of start picking up and echoing through the little canyon right there.
Well, this ain't good.
Dan, can my character see any of the marking? Like, it looks like there was an object in the middle that,
So that's a tent that's in the middle. You can't really see past it because the shadows are cast in a way that you can't really tell what's on the other side of it.
got it.
Oh, that's not a siege tower?
No, that's just like it looks like they might have just camped there, and they're getting ready for a siege. They're probably waiting for their reinforcements.
You're not actively assaulting the gate?
No, they're kind of just milling about. You wind up seeing one person moving around in the guard tower, but it looks like they're kind of hiding more from all the goblins as opposed to doing much about them.
Huh.
Let's see. I wonder if the leader would be in the tent. There's a lot of goblins, maybe more than we really want to fight. But if there's a leader in the tent and we can take the leader out, that might do something. Or we could try and make it for the gates too.
Sorry, are we doing initiative?
Actually, yeah, that was something that we talked about last time. Everybody roll initiative before combat, so that when you get into it, we can just go.
Cool.
Like it.
Where's my character?
Oh, I rolled twice. Oops. Go for the first one. Thankfully. Jesus.
Very nice.
Shinda,
I was going with my
21
second
point. I'm just going with your first because I won't penalize you too much for stupidity.
one. Having a slow computer.
15, 17. Wow. Tyrael actually. Identified every single one of the potions. He rolled like epic. 26, 26, 25. That's, and then the 17 got it too. So altogether, there's a cure light wounds, a cure moderate wounds. Actually, no, there's 2 cure light wounds, a moderate, a comprehend languages potion, another Cure Light Wounds, and a Potion of Identify, which allows for a +10 to your spellcraft check for future identification things.
Nice.
All right. What is the cure moderate wounds? What is that? How much?
It's
2d8 or something.
2d8 plus 2. I'm gonna recommend our tank getting the moderate.
Yeah,
And then
I think I should grab that one.
There's 3 light wounds, so if everybody else wants to take one apiece.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Sounds good. Put that in. Hey, you speaker words. Can you speak their language? Can you go tell them, try to misdirect them? I don't know if you've had any success on communicating with these goblins here.
So Gwynolith waves her hands and
Oh my goodness! You guys don't know! We have the coolest, artifact! It's an orb that Mikhail and Benefisto used that if you both put your hands on it, it allows you to enter the mind of somebody else and speak through them. They were able to, make the world yell and attack the other goblins. It was amazing!
These goblins have no honor. I see we slaughter them all.
Little dark there, kinda.
Tyrael kind of scratches his head and I don't know if we can take that many goblins. From what I could see, there's more than any of us can handle.
Do we just want to make for the gates? Are the gates closed?
The gates are closed.
Okay.
What could we say that would cause panic among their ranks?
I will not participate in this.
So the orb also it allows 2 people to use it. You guys focus your willpower on a single creature, and you overcome its own willpower. And if you roll good enough, you can actually control its actions. If not, you have to speak one word at a time between each person to try and convey a message.
Which is awesome, by the way, too. I thought that was a great idea for an
That
item.
sounds, yeah.
Oh, it's
Sounds
not
pretty
that
cool.
they say the word, it's just that they interpret the message.
No, so you enter the mind of the goblin, and you speak whatever languages it can. If that goblin can only speak goblinoid, you won't understand common. But you can speak to the rest of the goblins, but the 2 people controlling the orb must speak one word at a time in order to say whatever it is you want. So, last time, we had to try and convince the rest of the goblins to attack the warg by saying one word at a time, warg is not friend.
So eloquent speech.
So that is one option. You also do in the cart that you guys found a bunch of items in the barn of the woman. You found there was 2 shovels. You guys lose the lamp oil. There was 2 empty barrels, metal file, chisel, some horseshoes, a crowbar, bag of nails, hammer. You guys have a bunch of rope. What else do you guys have? You have the 2 orb bombs that Gwen said she had, and then whatever skills and things you guys have. Gwynolith also offers up that some of her inventions that she has, she can help you guys. Some of those inventions include.
Well, one thing we might. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I'm pulling up her sheet and stuff. So.
Okay. I was gonna strategize. Well, one thing we might do is if we control a goblin, we can have it walk around and try to get. If we see through its eyes, we could kind of get an idea what's around there without risking one of our guys to go look at
Absolutely.
it.
That's a great idea.
That might help us make a more informed decision. If the tent has leaders, that's potentially a source, but that's a lot of goblins to try to get through to get the leaders. We could try to climb the walls by creating a distraction and going for them, but I'm not really sure what the best course of action would be. I think scouting is probably maybe our first priority.
Yeah, I agree. Even if we make it into the town, it seems like we still got to deal with them at some point.
Killing them all is also a good option, but you know we've got to find an efficient way to do that.
You got it, Achanda. Charge. Hey, are we on a bluff of some kind? Is this a rock?
Yeah. So you guys kind of, she told you you're kind of up on a cliff. So one of the things that I'm going to give a caveat with all of the vision is if you guys move your character and it happens to go across a trap, I will have you roll, a reflex. If you guys walk off the cliff, you guys will fall off the cliff. So if you want to walk, by all means, move your character wherever you want. But just keep that in mind that it's going to add some extra thematic tension in my mind. Sorry. That was a little that was a little too much, I guess.
How high up are we?
You look to be about 30 feet. You can't tell if it's a cliff or if it kind of slopes, but there is definitely a drop off somewhere.
Nice. All right, so let's go ahead and look through this orb and take a look through the
Press
goblin's
this
eyes.
ball together.
I'm gonna participate in this.
After
I
you,
will not trick them.
I've already had the privilege of touching the ball, so you guys could go together.
But you've had the privilege of jumping the ball. God knows I have. All right.
So whoever's gonna go ahead and use the orb of the mouthpiece, I've called it, make will checks.
Wheel checks.
Yeesh.
Oh no.
So you guys both put your hands on the orb, and together your minds kind of dim, and you guys can feel each other's presence. But you can't like see into each other's mind or anything. And you guys focus. Who are you trying to take control of?
Probably whoever's in the center.
Just point one out. It's one that you have to be able to see. So
This guy.
that one, okay. So you guys focus on that goblin, and you feel like this push towards him, and a really brief struggle, and he seems like this pathetic weakling, and you just push him down, and he offers really no struggle, and you now have control of him. Any movement is going to be very clumsy, but it'll be like if you're trying to control one leg and you're trying to control the other, it's going to be a little awkward.
Clunky.
But you do have full control over this goblin.
We do a somersault.
So
Guys,
in the night, you can actually see here. Let me, Jack.
I was supposed to help real quick.
They have dark vision, I believe.
Goblins did.
Hold on, I'm pulling up their sheet. Sorry, I thought I already had it open. Oh, they do have dark vision. So, Matt, you should be able to see a little better now.
Yeah. Wow.
As well as here, Andy. Let me fix yours.
Alice says hi to all of her uncles.
Hi, Alice.
Hello.
So,
Stay away from these men.
so Ashinda and Jack, by looking through this little goblin's eyes, the darkness kind of opens up, and you kind of see a different view of the night, and you actually see a lot more.
Nice.
And you can see all of those goblins around. You also kind of see. Here, let me reveal. You kind of see on the other side of the tent.
We can't. You're saying?
You can see past the shadow that you couldn't see before.
Right. It's like in that area.
Yeah,
That area.
yeah.
Huh.
So you can see there's probably anywhere from like 60 to 60-ish goblins around. Go ahead.
Sorry, can we semi-communicate to each other? Like, if I wanted, let's have him do this, or do I just I impose my will upon it and then
It's you can't hear each other's thoughts. You can't see into each other's minds. You're literally having to both focus your will on this one goblin in order to control him.
So I impose my will upon him, and hopefully Matt follows.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to stay in that goblin. You can leave and then try and use it again later. If you guys want to come up with a different tactic or come up with something specific.
Okay,
And once
so
one of you breaks the connection, both of you lose it.
I'm gonna breach the connection.
Same. Me first.
Is that your mom?
Huh. Oh, Dan, I have a question. So, I guess we wouldn't be able to see much, but these cliffs just go over, and it looks like they go over onto the town?
So yeah, it kind of comes around. See what you're looking at. So yeah, the two pillars where there's the torches right here and here. It's kind of guarding what looked to be like a funnel in the canyon, and then a path that leads up further into a more narrow canyon, and you can't see anything past that. The cliffs obscure everything.
I see. It's not like the village is back here.
The village, it's not directly back there. No, it's like a path that leads up further into the mountains.
Yeah.
Huh, how heavily...
Okay, so this all out here is just them guarding the gate.
It's them sitting there waiting, yeah, kind of milling about. When you were out there, you didn't hear anything specific. You could understand all the goblins talking, but it was more like petty little bickering, like, no, I'm going to eat him. I want that little gnome. I'm picking the best choice meat. Or little bickering over who gets the best loot.
How heavily defended is the town, or is the gate?
It's a fairly run-down tower, but it doesn't look like there's any way up the tower, and it's a pretty smooth stone. It looks like it was kind of carved into the mountain.
And the actual gate, how sturdy did that look?
It's solid iron.
So it's a gate.
It's a gate, yeah.
How many gnomes are there?
Gadri had said there was around 40 to 50 gnomes, but, it's a lot of women, children, farmers.
Oh, the whole Glasser is 40 gnomes?
A little more than that, but around there, yeah.
Okay. So there are like 4 gnomes on the gate?
From what you can see, there's only one.
Oh.
Well defended.
So, what? I'm sorry. What was this right here? What's this?
It's just like a tent.
Okay. So that's probably their barracks. I wonder if we can get one of these guys to grab a torch and set fire to it.
Or go inside and see what's if there's a leader or something bigger.
Hey, yeah, gang, I'm thinking of 3 things. If we option 1, I'll just put these out there and maybe we'll get our thoughts going. If we got a goblin to just grab a torch and set fire to the tent, that could cause a lot of chaos without really much cost. We could, if the gate were a little bit more defended, grab one gnome and have him scream attack, and have him attack and lead maybe some kind of disorganized assault. But if there's only one little gnome up there, I don't think that's a good idea. Or if we really took control of a goblin and we burst into the tent and told the leader that we were a great and powerful wizard controlling his troops and he better leave.
Excellent Star Wars reference.
Go ahead and make Matt a.
Hey, I was just throwing out ideas.
No, yeah. Never mind. You don't have that, so.
Matt, make a dodge check.
No. Let me. I'm gonna do it.
There gotta be some
If
way
we have to do any of these, I say we set fire to the tent and attack.
Of course, if the tent is treated, it could be a very awkward end for that goblin.
So while you guys are all talking about this, Benefisto is mulling a lot of this over, and he kind of chimes in and he says, from what I know of goblins, they're not militaristic, they're not super organized, and they're very cowardly.
Set fire to the tent, and then we slaughter them all in the confusion. Does there appear to be any way down from this cliff?
Not that you can see in the dark. I mean, if you want to light a torch or something that allows for more light, but you can't. As far as you can tell, the way that you came will lead you back down to the road, which will most likely come back up here.
I have a cantrip that could produce like a lantern's worth of light, but that will probably alert them that there's something up here. So I'd rather, yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
Goblins coming up here. Cowardly creatures. If we had, what are things we could do to intimidate them?
We have bombs.
Yeah, we do have some bombs. It's true. I wonder if we could cause some kind of minor avalanche up here.
Interesting idea, man with no honor.
I don't need honor.
My character is going to see if he could use his knowledge of geography to tell if the rocks are rather stable or not.
Do you have engineering?
Yeah, I have that too.
Then
yeah, do that one instead.
I'm actually going to make the check for you, or not?
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Just so that, because you won't know
Yeah,
whether or
that's
not,
cool.
so.
That's cool.
And you might roll better than that, which you would need to drastically. Right? Is that the right one?
Yeah.
Dungeoneering, sorry.
Oh,
No,
dungeoneering.
engineering.
Basically, my character has like 1 point in each of the knowledges, and then his bard, I get half my bard level in a bonus to them.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Which I guess is 1.
1.5.
Yeah. Almost 2. I eventually get this ability that I can take a 20 on any of my knowledge checks once per day, though. Like, this
Oh, that's awesome.
orc just randomly
Pretty
knows,
sick.
like, guys, what do we do here? Well, the engine works like this and this. How do you know that? Oh, what? Huh?
So Dan, you're
Um,
figuring something out for Michael?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So while you guys are while Michael's thinking over and kind of looking at the rocks around, what else you guys keep plotting?
Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. If we do figure out that the rocks can get pummeled, we could do that and mix Matt's plan.
Yeah.
I am a great and powerful wizard. Set fire to the tent and blow the rocks
Yeah,
all
and we
at
could
once.
maybe we
I
could
feel
make
like
it.
that
Yeah.
would be a super intimidation.
Wait, how do we impersonate the wizard and set fire to the tent at the same time?
Have him.
We get
Pick
to
a torch up?
control
Yeah.
of this. You pick up the torch. You walk inside of the tent and say, "I'm a great and powerful wizard."
Then he lights himself on fire.
Light himself in charge of the tent,
Yeah.
and then they blow the rocks, and then we slaughter them all.
That is sick.
Like it.
So I think we will do a good job of creating havoc and confusion, but what do we do after that?
Shoot them or run, depending on how well it goes.
Do you think they'll flee back? And if they flee back, will they just run into the other gnomes? And
Well, there's a gate there. They're gonna. Oh. Then Hepshire takes them magically.
Gwynolith perks up and she kind of lists off some of the things that she can do to help. She's got an acid bomb that she could toss. She can kind of like thunk some people on the head and daze them. There's some like little light balls that she could cast around that kind of dance around. She's got this flare she can shoot up in the air. She's got like this magical beam that shoots like cold. She can kind of echo her voice off of things.
How
She
far?
pretty far. Let me pull it up if you're asking.
Hey, you speaker. You know in Goblin legend or lore any big angry gods or scary creatures that goblins would believe?
Song of Goblins go like this. And I just probably some basic goblin lore. I'm guessing. Like that is pretty simple. Kind of like things most goblins would know.
Goblins are short,
And shiny.
very angry.
Yes. Goblins, they are green and small creatures. Worship is called gods.
Liking this idea. If we get a goblin to go into the tent with the leader and announce himself as a great and powerful wizard, and Gwynolith then says the same thing that we say out into the canyon, and we blow up part of the cliff, maybe that'll scare some folks. Good.
So she kind of like looks a little defeated. She's like, kind of shakes her head.
I can only make things sound like maybe 30 feet away at most. It's not really far. I'm not good at it yet.
All right. It can still work. I mean, I think if we are gonna cause havoc here, we should at the very least go back and tell Hepshard and crew to get off the road. 60 goblins, at least, even if we kill 50 of them, 10 of them charging back on Hepshard and a dying woman who's about to be his rape victim. And stop the
Do we have Gutwad with us? We can send Gutwad back.
Yeah, Gutwad has been trailing you guys this whole time. He pretty much hasn't left anybody's side. He flitters from one person to the next, and I can try and make another trap.
Gutwad, we have more important mission than trap this time.
Big important mission for you, Gawad.
Oh, I like important missions.
You must be very quiet and
Very
get
quiet.
back to Big Axe Man. Big Axe Man, scary Big Axe Man, but get back to Big Axe Man and let him know there are many goblins that need axing.
Okay.
And not to die.
All right. So he is going to. Let me. So Gutwad, he's like, yes, I'll help. Yeah, I'll try and get him. And
Oh God, no.
surprisingly, on his little tiny frame, he's like all kind of bony, and he just kind of hops over some rocks and disappears in the darkness. You guys don't even hear a thing.
Well, hopefully that goes okay.
Speaking of which, everybody make a stealth check.
Oh shit.
Hey, did my character have any luck with those rocks? If it's been determined. Oh God.
Yeah, I was gonna get to that in a sec.
Okay, sorry.
Oh my god, Mike.
Orc sneaky. I ambush now.
Yeah.
I have song to make me more sneaky. Okay, sneaky song go. Sneaky, hide and
This isn't the worst song ever.
All right, gang. What do we think about this plan? I get the setting fire to the tent part, and then we can maybe
What was
cause
the
some
decision on the
confusion.
blowing the rocks?
Pick them off.
What was the decision on blowing the rocks? Can we do
We
it?
don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
I feel like if we're gonna blow up the rocks, we should wait until more of them are down there. I don't know how we can. get
So
them down there.
So Mikhail had kind of looked around the rock face nearby, and he really thinks that this is the perfect spot. That if we put some bombs here, it should blow an avalanche into the down into the canyon. Jack, having been around some things, is a little apprehensive on that, but Mikhail is pretty adamant.
I don't know, Macau. I deal with some of this explosive stuff, and just something about it. But
No, song definitely say, boom powder make rock fall.
there's something about it, and you seem so confident and gleeful. And, well, what can go wrong, right? What can go wrong?
One thing I did forget to mention, because we're all level 3, everybody gets a hero point every level. So you all have 3 hero points.
Where's the hero points again in the sheet?
The first page, core, yeah, on the bottom right. Anyone who has hero points, you can go ahead and keep the one you have, which all 3 of you, I believe, should have one. Because Matt, you got one for the session before. So you can have 4 for right now, but if you level up again, you're going to be back down to 3. So this session, or depending on how much experience you guys get, might be the last time you use a hero point, or it'll go away because the max you can have is 3. So.
That's good. I will be right back. I'm gonna get a beer.
What do those do again?
Here's a list of things you can do. You can act out a turn. You can act immediately. a bonus to any D20 roll, a +8 if you add it before the roll, or a +4 if you add it after the roll, or you can give that bonus to another character, but they only get half of those numbers. You can gain an extra action during a turn. You either gain a move or a standard action. You can get some inspiration, basically a hint from me about the adventure. If there's nothing really to be gained, you don't lose the point. You can recall a special ability or a spell. You can re-roll any D20 roll you make, but you have to keep the second result, even if it's worse. You can attempt something that would normally be impossible, like dive off of the cliff and like try and hack off the head of the lead goblin, which normally would be impossible. Like you can do that, but you're gonna die. You're gonna fall to the ground and just hit the ground and go. So you.
I'm thinking about it right now.
So.
I don't think I have any.
So you can attempt something spectacular as a hero, or if you use 2 points, you can cheat death. If something hits you and is going to outright kill you, you can use 2 points and it will stabilize you at 0 hit points. You'll be unconscious, but you will not be dying or bleeding dead. You'll have the condition of, if you receive any additional damage or you do a strenuous activity, you will be dying again, but it will prevent you from like dying outright. So those are all the things that you can do with those, and you all have 4 hit points or hero points to use. So
Use it or lose it.
All right, gang. I think this is gonna be epic.
Yeah.
If we have 4 people on the orb, does it increase the willpower or anything?
Effectiveness.
Gwen kind of puts her hands up and.
I don't know. We were never even able to use it because there was only one of me.
It's a good idea.
My character, naturally curious, my character's excited to try this. Likes this suggestion.
And
All right.
Let's see here. So, do we have a fuse on the bombs?
Do you have what?
A fuse?
They're little glass orbs that look like it's kind of swirling fire inside. So they look magical, but very fragile.
Impact.
So you gotta toss it.
Or set it in place and have Tyrael shoot it.
That's a good idea. Or
Yeah. No.
Shit, I can jump off the cliff.
Yeah, I'm thinking.
You're gonna ninja dance over the orbs.
I will jump off the cliff at that moment. And
Using
as
explosion.
the I will hack. No, I like this plan.
yeah, and you know
If we get into better position to move in once because right now we're on a cliff and we either need to search this cliff for a way down or get back over to like this area so that once the confusion hits and hopefully all of them.
I like being on the cliff, at least with enough ranged weapons.
Okay.
So-
I think I have a longbow as well.
So I did on the map. I did make it look like there is a cliff face, so you can approach the cliff, and from just the way the light kind of falls, you can all kind of tell that the cliff is here-ish.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm actually going to move and try and get all the way up to the cliff.
Oh, wait, where was the place that, Mikhail found that would cause an avalanche? That may cause...
I very much believe so.
So it's the spots right here.
Alright.
Right where?
Right up towards the gate, right about there.
Okay. Green. Oh, okay. Huh.
Careful, Ashinda.
So Ashinda, make a stealth roll.
Yes. Stealth?
Yes. What are you trying to do?
I just want to move up and see if I can find a way down from the
Okay.
cliff. Hang on, let me get over my skills here. This is not good. I have a -1 to stealth.
And oh, so
I might have stepped on a bomb.
so Ashinda, as you approach the cliff,
What'd you roll? Oh no!
it wasn't a natural one, but it was a 2, but that's still a 1.
Yikes.
All right, Kyle, are you ready? We might need to just execute this.
Yeah,
plan.
Oh!
let's do this right now.
Let's do this.
Is there a way down?
So Andy or Ashinda, as you approach the cliff, you can see it kind of falls off. You can see this gate really does butt up against the cliff, and it falls off where you are, easily 30 feet down. But there's no slope or path down. In order to get down there, you must have to go back down the way you came, because the mountain really steeply cuts off to your left, and almost looks like there's another cliff to your left that you won't be able to scale. And everybody who's all back here watching Ashinda walk forward, you hear his armor just clanking, clunk, 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 as he tries to ninja tiptoe towards the cliff. But the whole herd of goblins, the little horde, they are completely preoccupied with whatever they're doing. They rolled a 2, and because of the distance, you got saved. Because if you were any closer, they would have been like, "Oh look!" I just have to say that because that was probably the most epic, horrible set of rolls. I'm gonna stop us here real quick. I'm gonna take 15 minutes. I'm gonna put Logan to bed. If everybody wants to take a potty break, grab food, water, whatever, and we'll come back and go ahead and deal with these goblins. Yeah, about 15.
Potty break.